Wow, friends! There is a lot of big news in Congress on future stimulus relief for the American people. Top Democrats are urging President Biden to take executive action and send out direct relief payments to low-income Americans. Two new bills have been put forward, and they both include one-time stimulus checks. Friends, do make sure, please, that you watch until the end of this video to hear about these new proposals. I will also be giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please enter the giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then commenting below the keyword of each video that you watch. Friends, the more videos that you leave a comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Also, during the months of November and December, I will surprise several of you with $200 gift cards to say thank you so much, friends, for being part of this community.
The result is a grid that's both more expensive and less reliable. We've seen the same California Democrats who spent years pushing their citizens to buy expensive electric cars now begging the public not to plug them in. And even as California teeters on the brink of an energy crisis of European proportions, Washington Democrats are pushing the rest of the country in the very same risky direction. They made their signature priority for this year spending even more of the people's money to take us even farther in the wrong direction, even faster. Last month, our Democratic colleagues rammed through a gigantic party line bill that raises taxes on reliable domestic American energy in order to subsidize wealthy people buying electric cars or fancy new appliances. Every Democratic senator cast a deciding vote for that reckless spending spree. That includes the senior senator for West Virginia, who claims he only did so because the Democratic leader promised him that Democrats would line up behind permitting reform to make it easier to build things and complete projects in our country. But now, very predictably, this backroom deal is crumbling before our eyes. Almost 60 days after our colleague from West Virginia gave up his vote for this vague promise, it still appears that far left and House Democrats want no part of this backroom deal that they didn't sign on to. As for the Republican side, our colleague, Senator Capito, has put forward a real, actual, substantive permitting reform bill that would make the common sense changes our country needs. Senator Capito's substitute bill stands in stark contrast to what every indication thus far suggests will be weak reform and name-only legislation from her home state colleague. As luck would have it, Senator Capito's real plan is also closer to passing the Senate than Senator Manchin's reform and name-only plan. Senator Manchin recently told reporters that his version may need 20 Republican votes to become law, but Senator Capito's plan only needs Senator Manchin and 9 other Democrats to get on board. We're talking about real, substantive reform that is already closer to becoming law. But so far, our Democratic colleague from West Virginia has refused to back his colleague's common sense proposal. He's shown little appetite to actually get something accomplished. So, Mr. President, talk is cheap. If our colleague across the aisle wants real permitting reform, Senator Capito.
The last federal stimulus check went out last year, but a large number of individual states are starting to come through with financial help for residents as record inflation continues to affect many Americans. States currently offering stimulus payments include Colorado, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Minnesota, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, South Carolina, Virginia, and Rhode Island. Many other states have provided financial support earlier this year. A substantial 2022 budget surplus is a new focal point for a new bill in North Carolina that would put money back in residents' pockets. There's a $6.5 billion at stake, and Democratic lawmakers have suggested using it for $200 gas tax rebates for local taxpayers. However, some in the local legislature are pushing back, preferring to reduce state income tax rather than issue a one-time payment. The Oregon Department of Revenue has also issued one-time payments of $600 to all eligible households eligible households qualified for the Oregon Earned Income Tax Credit on their 2020 tax filing, and whoever lived in Oregon for the second half of 2022. But more relief is also coming for consumers at the grocery store. For most consumers, price breaks on their grocery bills comes as a welcome relief, given that store food prices overall have surged nearly 13% through October versus a year ago. In fresh produce, the average unit price for prepared mixed vegetables from July to September dropped 68% versus the same period last year. In fruits, the average unit price is down 1.8% for tangerines and has declined 7% for dates in the same 3-month period. According to CNN News, meat prices seem to be easing. Lobster, which was off the charts last year, has come down to half the price. So overall, spending on groceries will increase as more families cut back on eating out and cook more at home just to curb their discretionary spending. Friends, the key word for this video is fig tree. If you would like to enter the next Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is fig tree, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you're also subscribed to my channel. Now, friends, the Biden administration has stopped accepting applications for the federal student loan forgiveness program after a court struck down its plan this week. A note on the forgiveness application page notes, courts have issued orders blocking our student debt relief. As a result, at this time, we are not accepting applications. We are seeking to overturn those orders. The suspension of the forgiveness program comes shortly after a federal judge in Texas rejected President Biden's executive action in August to cancel up to $20,000 in student debt for tens of millions of Americans. The Job Creators Network Foundation, which is a conservative advocacy group, had called on President Biden's plan irrational and unfair, and accused the U.S. president of overreaching his authority. The complaint argued that the White House ignored federal procedures by not seeking public comment on its program. The Biden administration said the Justice Department has already appealed the decision. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said in a recent statement, "We believe strongly that the Biden-Harris student debt relief plan is lawful and necessary to give borrowers and working families breathing room as they recover from the crisis and to ensure they succeed when repayment restarts." The president's student loan forgiveness plan was already on hold from a challenge brought by 6 Republican-led states: Nebraska, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, and South Carolina, which also accused the president of overstepping his authority. A federal judge rejected the state's lawsuit, saying while they raise important and significant challenges to the debt relief plan, they ultimately lack legal standing to pursue the case. Long before President Biden made his move, Republicans had criticized student loan forgiveness as a handout to well-off college graduates. They also argued that the president did not have the power to forgive consumer debt on his own without Congress. Originally, the Education Department had said that borrowers would receive forgiveness within 6 weeks after they had applied. The full application launched October 17th, and within 3 weeks, some 26 million people had requested the relief. To date, 16 million of those requests have been approved. For now, the department says it will hold the applications of borrowers who have already applied. Well, my amazing and beautiful dear friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video. Thank you so much, dear friends, for joining me here every day. And I want you all to know that I greatly appreciate every single one of you. I will be announcing a winner for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaway and the $200 gift card very soon. So please make sure that you do stay tuned for those videos and enter as many keywords in the comment section below of any video of mine that you watch. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed weekend.